Hi, I'm Tim Alley. I'm president of the LWA, and this is our first LWA presidential video blog or something, whatever we plan on calling it. Basically, as a way of saying thank you to all the fans for your continued support, I figured one of my first things as president would be to provide maybe a little monthly update as to give you a little behind the scenes in the LWA and also give you an update on where the LWA is and where it's going. Bear with me, this is my first one of these and I tend to ramble on quite a bit. So if you see any cuts in this, it's probably because I went way off topic, so I just sliced it out to get back to the point. So as this is the first video blog, I figured I should start the premiere one off with a major announcement regarding the future of the LWA. One of the things when I was commissioner, and I started my feud with Luke Roberts regarding the direction of the LWA is because I thought the LWA was getting a little stale. I thought we should return to our roots a little more from like when we first started the LWA 6 years ago, where our shows were geared towards a more adult crowd, where we had a lot more mature themed video clips, more mature themed matches, a lot more violent matches, things like that. One of my things in becoming president, I think a lot of the presidents before me were interested in putting on a good show, and that's where their vision pretty much stopped, and go from one show, have a good show, let's go to the next show, have a good show. Never really anything to elevate the LWA to the next level, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to change in my time as president. So, like I said, one of the things was I felt like we should go back a little ways and kind of retool the shows to be more appropriate for a more mature audience, because that's where I personally feel we met with our most success. That's where we were drawing a more mainstream crowd of people that might not necessarily be into wrestling, but they still came out to the shows, had a good time. That's where we were probably getting our highest draws in the LWA, was during that time as well. But then I started thinking about it, and something happened shortly after I became commissioner. This past summer, actually, in August, we did a benefit show in New Athens, Illinois for a youth baseball league. So obviously, since majority family, kids, things like that, we definitely had to tone down the LWA even from what it is now. Completely clean show, everything was stripped down, no projectors or anything, just go out, put on a great show, keep it clean, and like I said, I hadn't seen an LWA like that before in the entire time that I was there, and I was amazed by not only the quality of the show, was probably one of our best shows of the year, but also the positive feedback that we got, not only from some of our fans that followed us out all the way to New Athens to see the show, but also, you know, the positive reaction from all the new families, kids, parents, things like that that were seeing the show for the first time. And I thought it would kind of be a little foolish not to capitalize on that. So the main question would be, how do you have a show for the more mainstream and for, or I guess catered more towards a younger crowd or a family-friendly, all-ages crowd? And I think that's kind of the snag that we've hit in the LWA currently. For the past couple years, the LWA has kind of been a hybrid between the two. It's been not quite edgy enough to keep the more mainstream crowd that we used to have in our early days, but at the same time it might be a little too risque for somebody who might be coming in for the first time, trying to decide whether or not it's something they want to bring their kids to. So again, how do you balance between having two different mindsets in one show? And I thought about it long and hard. What can we do about the current show to maybe remold it a little bit? And I came up empty. Quite frankly, you want to do an edgy show, you want to do a family show, they're just two different entities in themselves. You can't really combine them without having what we've had so far. Good shows, strong shows, definitely from a performance standpoint, but not the best that we could be doing if we were focusing on one or the other. I'm here to announce one of my first major acts as president of the LWA is instead of having one show, the LWA will now be splitting. So we have two major venues that we've been running in recently, and we're looking to run in at least through the first half of 2010. We'll be trying to add a few more venues in there, hopefully. We'll see how that goes, but we have two main venues. That's our House Springs Knights of Columbus Hall and our O'Fallon, Illinois Knights of Columbus Hall. So I have decided that we will dedicate each of those venues to one separate type of show, really focusing on one and the other as opposed to trying to combine it, so we can make two really great shows as opposed to one good show but not great show. So our oldest running venue, our Knights of Columbus Hall in House Springs, Missouri, will be showcasing our new LWA Pro Wrestling Heroes show. That's an LWA for all ages. There's going to be some guidelines for the performers, fans, things like that. No vulgarity, but it's not going to be a watered down LWA. You're still going to get the same great performers, same entertainment. But if you have to be able to yell obscenities, things like that, you'll probably want to consider coming out to our O'Fallon, Illinois Knights of Columbus Hall shows. That's where we will be debuting LWA No Restrictions, and that is our that'll be our show. It's kind of a revamping of our current show. It's structured for adults only. Going back to the roots of the LWA, it's going to be uncensored, uncouth, unapologetic, all the great things that made the LWA what it was in its beginning, combined with all the knowledge that we have now after running for 6 years. So it's really fantastic, I think. So we're going to have the LWA No Restrictions for the adult crowd, the LWA Pro Wrestling Heroes, all ages. One important thing to note is that with the two brands of shows, each flavor of show is going to have its own unique set of wrestlers. You'll be looking to see some new faces, or look forward to seeing some new faces in the LWA. Additionally, some of the existing LWA performers will probably become exclusive to either one brand or the other, so I just want to make you all aware of that. So that's my major announcement. I know it's a big change, and I know there's a lot of our old-time LWA fans that might be a little reserved on the changes, might have some mixed feelings, but I urge you, stick with us, keep coming out. I really think this is the best of both worlds. You're going to get everything you've come to expect from the LWA, two different packages, and something for everybody, but we'll really be able to excel at one and the other in two separate shows as opposed to just bringing you one show. So I urge you to stick around. I'm really excited for where the LWA is going in 2010. I think if you come out, you will be too. So we have a whole new year, a whole new LWA, and again, one last time, LWA's next show, LWA No Restrictions, in O'Fallon, Illinois, and that's going to be January 23rd, 2010. And then LWA, let's grab this here again, LWA Pro Wrestling Heroes debuting in House Springs, Missouri, February 20th. So thank you for watching. Like I said, I plan on having one of these probably once a month. I already have a pretty good idea of what I want to talk about next month, but I need to see how certain things develop before I say too much about it. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next show.